another bolt-on Wonder Boy looking to get smoked? Why don't we save you the grief and peel those parts right now?
Bolt-on or not, that ride is hot.
$5 grand. $5 grand. Says my boy'll smoke this clown.
What's your boy have to do with this?
I ain't racing this nobody.
Yeah. This here is the number 15 guy on the blacklist. You got a lot of rep to earn before you get to run with him.
Thanks for the update. Are we doing this or what?
Hell yeah, we're doing this.
Need for Speed Most Wanted is the latest game in EA's long-running Need for Speed series. For the past couple of years, they've done the whole underground thing, made it all nighttime races, and done the whole tuner scene. This game brings it back up out of the underground, back up into the daylight, and also kind of re-adds what's been missing from the series for a long time, the police. And the addition of the police to the game really just add a ton to this game. Like, the police chases are by far the most interesting part of the whole game. There are a few different things that stand out about Need for Speed Most Wanted. The first thing is when you dive right into the career mode, you're presented with these amazing, completely mind-blowing cutscenes. It's hard to tell if the developers intended for them to be as hilarious and over the top as they are, or if they were trying to really just go for that serious, too fast, too furious type of thing. But either way, hysterical. The only problem is there really isn't enough of them. The whole game kind of starts you out with a little prologue where you go up against Razor Callahan. He's the number 15 guy on the blacklist.
Oh yeah, you want to amp this up?
And basically, he screws you over, steals your car, you go to jail. And all along the while, you're kind of introduced to these different characters. It's unfortunate that once you get out of that prologue, there are very few of these cutscenes. Pretty much the rest of the story is told through voice work from those characters in voicemail messages and also text messages. That stuff's pretty good, but oh man, those cutscenes are awesome. The other big part about Need for Speed Most Wanted is the presence of the police. Now, when you're just doing normal races, like a circuit race or a sprint race, sometimes the police will just kind of show up. You know, they'll be patrolling an area and you and 3 other racers come flying around a corner, goes boom, stops for a quick second, and you kind of know right there that it's on. But also when you're driving around the big open city of Rockport, you can also just get right into pursuit events and jump right in against the police. And this is really the most amazing gameplay that the whole game has to offer. What you really want to do here is kind of just cause a lot of mayhem. You'll have some milestones that you need to meet, and then escape to get those points to count. And escaping is where it gets a little tricky. Basically, your car has a heat level. It starts out, all the way down at level 1, and these are just regular squad cars chasing you. They're not that hard to avoid. You get up to level 2, you'll start seeing roadblocks. You get up to level 3, you start seeing faster police cars coming after you. Level 4, they start putting out spike strips, and you'll see a helicopter fly overhead. So now you have to get out of sight of the helicopter and all the cop cars. Then you get to level 5, and you've got these, federal Corvettes chasing after you, and SUVs just coming right at you and trying to ram you off the road. If they box you in for any length of time, there's a meter at the bottom of the screen that'll kind of sway over to busted. And if you can get away, if you can get out of their visual sight, it'll kind of sway the other way over to evade. It's like this whole kind of stealth mechanic to it where you have to get out of range, but then you also have to stay out of sight for a set length of time to actually end the pursuit proper. And there are some hiding spots around the city that you can get into and make that a little bit easier. But once you start getting choppers and these fast cars after you, getting away from the cops, it's a real hassle, but it's a lot of fun to do either way. The game's available on a lot of different platforms. The current generation systems all look roughly the same. The Xbox version's the best looking of the bunch, but the best looking version obviously is going to be the Xbox 360 version. Need for Speed Most Wanted is a great game regardless of the platform you play it on. Obviously, if you're going to pick up an Xbox 360, that's the version to get, even though you're going to have to pay $10 more for it. The increase in graphical quality is definitely worth it. It's a very sharp looking game and worth playing regardless of what system you're going to be playing it on.